Leaders in St. Tammany Parish are divided tonight over a controversial septic inspection ordinance.
That's right. The council is scheduled to vote on it next month, but many are already crying foul, saying the ordinance excludes a certain part of the parish, and they say that's just not right.
We're getting accused of being corrupt. We're getting accused of backroom deals. I think the concerns that have been raised by just the public overwhelmingly is that this is not fair.
Councilman David Kugel is raising the alarm after the septic inspection ordinance moved forward at the last council meeting. The ordinance would require inspections of residential septic systems, but only for those south of the urban growth boundary, which is generally south of I-12. Residents north of the boundary would be exempt from mandatory inspections.
A deal was not cut. It was found that most of the septic tanks in the northern part of the parish are on 5 acres and up, and they do not discharge into any waterways or any ditches. It just didn't make sense.
Council Vice Chair Jeffrey Corbin says amending the ordinance to exclude the northern part of the parish was the only way to get the ordinance moving. He says later they will reevaluate to see if the entire parish should eventually be included.
To go use the urban growth boundary as a cutoff allowed us to get sufficient support to move the ordinance forward, which is what we want to go do. We want to get started.
In fact, Councilwoman Cheryl Tanner tells WDSU she was in favor of the ordinance after her district was excluded from mandatory inspections.
We decided to compromise that the urban boundary north can be exempt because these are much bigger lots. There are tons of acreage up there. My district is very diverse. I have a lot of dense areas, subdivisions. Also, my northern portion has a lot of other areas that have a lot of acreage. So the discharge is not going to be the same.
Councilman Larry Rowling says the inspections would be free and it's a great way to stop the pollution. The parish says 7 million gallons of human waste is released into the waterways every day.
Why wouldn't any residents, right, want to know if their system's not working for their neighbors, for their kids that might be playing in those ditches or water streams?
But Councilman Jimmy Strickland, whose district is south of the urban growth boundary, disagrees, saying water flows from the north to the south. He says the ordinance is not fair to his constituents and cannot support it the way it is written.
I think there's no dispute that we want to make sure that we are not polluting our waters. That's what everybody's on board with. But I think it's just not the way to go forward when we're just going to exempt a huge area just in order to get this going forward.
So the parish says a third of St. Tammany residents have their own septic systems and half of them are not operating correctly. If a system needs repair, grants would be available for families who make $75,000 a year or less. You are invited to the next public meeting, council meeting for public comment. The meeting is November 6, 6 p.m. at Council Chambers in St. Tammany Parish.